What is up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 31. And welcome back to the studio, Kathy.
Nice sound effects.
Big Bark's having a morning, so I thought I'd take it upon myself.
He's got his own sound effects.
Add all effects.
No, you don't need to do your own effects.
Got rid of the beeps, the sweeps. You know I like Mr. Coffee while I watch Mr. Radar.
You know that. Of course I do, sir. Everybody knows that. Of course we do, sir.
Oh. Wow, you are on top of it today.
We've warned people what happens when I am caffeinated before I get here. Either I end up in the bathroom or I'm wired.
Well, you are sitting here for now, so I think that's a good sign.
We're good for now.
It's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm switching it up today.
Yep. Anti-Blizzard. Go ahead. Tell us why.
I'm never anti-Blizzard, but I'm definitely pro-Disney.
That's fair. That's a good political stance.
That's as political as I'm going to get.
Pro-Disney.
Yes.
Which way did you vote? Pro-Disney.
Pro-Disney. Is there any?
That's the only way to vote.
Exactly. No, I'm heading to the parks on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited because I'll be celebrating with Disney for their 50th.
Very cool.
So, yeah, you haven't been around that long.
No. No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have. And then some.
I was going to let you say that so I keep my job.
Yeah, no. I'm excited. I get to have the opportunity to go there a couple times in October and then again in November. So, I'm excited.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? Man, I feel like I can answer most of that because I was part of it.
My weekend was good. What did we do this weekend?
Went to the Packer game.
Oh, yeah, the Packer game. I did a lot of work on Saturday around my house, getting ready for fall and winter.
Okay.
So, yeah, but Sunday was a highlight.
Very cool.
Yeah. So we got
invaded?
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Let's talk about the game first.
Okay.
Let's talk about the game. And then when we're done with NFL, then we'll go to IFL news because I haven't broken down some of the stuff from the league meetings yet. So we went to the game.
Yes.
And it was a good game?
Yeah.
Question mark?
I'm on Burgundy.
Yeah. It was a good game. We had good company, too.
We had great company. We had the opportunity to sit with the chancellor of UWGB and his wife. So Mike and Janet, shout out to you. Great hosts and just a lot of fun. Great conversation.
Yeah, I will say, GB, you are in good hands. That was really cool. So
yeah, he's definitely a great community guy. They clearly support each other very well and have a love and a passion for music.
They do. Yeah, it was awesome. So we talked music, soccer, you name it. So
yeah, big community. They have 2 kids in the community, so 2 sons.
Yep.
Tall sons.
Yeah.
They're like super tall.
Yep.
I felt very vertically challenged yesterday because we ran into Megan Vogel as well and some of her basketball friends. And when I ran into them, they stood up and I just went, okay, you can sit back down now.
We also ran into a very tall Blizzard player who we very much love. So Mr. Jack Bramswig.
Bramswig was here, winner of the Adam Pringle Award in 17?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was number 17. I don't know if it was 2017. Maybe it was.
Or was it 18? It might have been 18.
I think it might have been.
It probably was 18. But yes, Chris was in town. Jack was in town. Saw a different Chris. But yes, Jack was in town. It was great to see him. And he had his lovely girlfriend with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's growing up.
He is. And we did ask him, are you coming back? But he's in his professional career now. So.
Yeah. Great guy.
Is he in Wisconsin?
He is. He is allowed to work remote for his job out of New York, but he is in Wisconsin.
He is in Wisconsin.
Nonstop from Milwaukee area. So
nice.
Yep.
Cool. Good. So we saw the game.
Yeah.
It was a good game. Poor Pittsburgh.
Yep.
My brother-in-law is a Steelers fan, so he was a little after the game.
Ben is old. Mr. Roethlisberger is
like the
not
Hamburglar.
aging well. Yeah, yep.
He's aging okay. It's just there's a shelf life on being a quarterback.
That's true.
As we know.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of has-been quarterbacks.
Oh, boy.
No, he's a legend. He's a legend. So yesterday, the Packers commemorated the Super Bowl win from '96.
Yep.
So we had all of those players in town. Well, as many as would come.
True. Because there was definitely not the whole team introduced at halftime. So
No, but there was a pretty good
Yep.
smattering of players, which was cool. And we got to see the quarterback,
Mr. Brett Favre,
Mr. Brett
was
Favre.
hanging out in the Blizzard office.
He was actually in the Blizzard office signing. I'd say there were probably, how many helmets do you think there were in there?
200.
There had to be.
Yeah.
There was a ton of helmets in there. He had jerseys in there to sign. And I think, from what I could gather, those were brokers that must
Yeah, I think so.
sell the official name, signature.
Yeah, he did stuff for public for 2 hours, and then he was in the room just signing stuff for the group that brings him in to sign stuff. So
Yeah, so all of that stuff ends up at auctions. And
I think so, because the same group ran the signatures for Cobb and I told you the other guy, I just forgot his name. Jerry Kramer. Cobb and Jerry Kramer were there the day before from the same autograph agency.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and he was just busy in there. I mean, he was signing away. I
Yeah.
mean, he didn't really lift up his head ever. He was just. I was not impressed with the people around him at all. We had given up our office to them graciously, and they left it a pigsty, and they just weren't very nice. So I'm sorry.
Yep.
I mean, you had to clean it up today. And
I did.
To me, if we open up our office, I mean, we went in there to get a photo or something, and they were just rude. And I get he's pressed for time. He had so many places to go in a short period of time. He was here with his granddaughters, which they're also very tall.
Yeah.
Very tall girls. But anyway, to me, when somebody does something for you, there should be this reciprocated something. And we did get something out of it.
Yeah.
I just thought we were going to be able to shake a hand.
A little more
get a
cordial,
picture.
probably.
Cordial would have been,
right.
If
Yeah.
it would have felt better, it would have been a better experience. So, and I'm a Brett Favre fan, so it's not Brett Favre that
Sure.
by any means was that way, because he had a job to do and
Yeah.
he did it. It's
Yep.
just when people are the way that they are, and I get they have a job to do as well and keep him moving, and he probably instructs them to keep him moving. They could have been a little more cordial to who offered up
it.
their space.
Yep.
So anyway, we got a signed Blizzard ball. So it's
Yeah.
got Brett Favre's signature on it.
And the thing in the middle that makes it officially that Ryan didn't sign it.
That little sticker.
Yep.
That little sticker that says authenticated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm done now.
With All Things Packer.
I think so.
Cool,
Do we
me
have
too.
anything else?
Not in Packer world.
We should say that Drew is in charge. Drew from Big Bark does do some of the
Yes, if you have
stuff on
any
the
complaints about the video board or game day in general,
All game
1-800-WOOF,
He's in
press
charge.
2 for Drew.
He's in charge of all game day. He's not in charge of all game
Nope.
day.
Nope. But he does work in the booth.
He
so-
does work in the booth. He is in charge of some things on the screen, much of which is out of his control.
True.
But he does get to push the button when,
Yep.
I think. I don't really know. Poor Drew. He's going to get us back. I have
True.
this feeling.
I will say, we'll give a shameless plug. Like, I saw the Kids Dental Experts video hit last week or between filmings, which was cool because it was kind of, even without me getting involved, it was 3 Blizzard people getting involved in Kids Dental, Bayer, and Drew, and Big Bark and crew, and the Kids Dental video was outstanding. So
I did
shout
see
out
it as
to Big
well.
Bark.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Yep.
was very well done. So shout out to, when I say Big Bark.
I say woof.
Okay. That was a different wolf, but okay.
Woof.
Excellent. Good. Yeah, that's pretty cool to see partners working together.
Yep.
And, relying on one another. It's all about community.
And it was really well done. So
Good.
yeah, I hope people watch that thing or they find a good use for it. So I know it'll circulate on social media. There's 4 or 5 different versions of it with different patients. 3 different versions of it. I was rounding up.
You're in sales.
True.
You are in sales.
That'd be
That's
tree
good.
fitty.
I need about 350.
I hit your microphone, but you broke your own stuff earlier today, so on with the show.
Oh my goodness. All right. So let's talk about IFL for a little bit. I was at the meeting the last time that we were on this show. I had two great guests on the show. I want to follow up about one in particular, and that's Tom Fasanelli.
Okay.
So there was a quick blurb as to who he was. He's the guy that oversees all of the officials. And he explained why we had some hiccups with officials. And
Yep.
did he explain that on the show?
He did. He had just the season. I mean, everybody knows the season ran too late for all 90 reasons.
The overlap.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
he is coming up with a different way of grading them. And obviously, when the schedule moves back, like he touched on, we won't be running into all the NCAA games and other high school games. So looking forward to that. But by a certain individual who I'm not even going to name because it's not worth giving her the shout out, posted some stuff in the forum about speculating, and it really, and I'm going to say it, pisses me off when the people in the forum think they know what they're talking about and they have no clue, none whatsoever, but they speculate. That's all that the forum is speculation.
Forum life in general.
It is, and it's just a way to complain. It wouldn't matter what you say. You could say the greatest thing to them about whatever, and they'd find a way to complain about it. So someone had shared our show in there and broke it down, and there were people commenting, "Oh, glad I didn't want to have to watch it," and blah blah blah. But anyway, one of the things that she said was there's going to be rule changes. People, there are not going to be rule changes. There are no rule changes that are coming out. We, as the owners, don't just sit there and talk about the rules.
Right.
That's not our job. If the coaches get together in January and decide that there's something they want to work on to speed up gameplay for challenges, whatever the case might be, they might propose something.
Yep.
But there is no foregone conclusion that there are rule changes coming. So, real news here. No rule changes as of
Breaking
right now.
news.
Breaking news, yeah.
Oops.
One of the other things, there's nothing wrong with Bismarck people. Not Bismarck people, but
There
Bismarck.
100% is something wrong with Bismarck people.
No.
Just kidding.
There's nothing wrong with the Bismarck franchise. They are going to be back. They're actually doing really well.
They are. They do a lot of. We talk to them a ton.
Right.
Yeah,
the ownership group is very strong. So all of you naysayers out there, knock it off because they're not going anywhere. And they're a great playing partner. They're a great partner from a league perspective as well as ownership perspective. So knock it off because they're a great team. And they beat us 4 times last year.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Fact check, 100% accurate.
Anyway, there were some other things that were said in there around the schedule.
Okay.
And I just want to talk about the schedule a
Sure.
little bit because I've done the schedule with Todd, without Todd, all on my lonesome. I created an algorithm that takes all of the teams, and there's like 8 criteria that I judge it on, and then you still have to have that human touch that you're not playing the same team 5
So Skynet
times.
doesn't do the schedule, yes.
That is correct. We do not have Skynet doing it. But you never know.
Right?
Anyway.
Arnold shows up. Onward.
That'd be awesome. We were waiting on some dates from one of the arenas. I believe Todd just got those. So this week is when he's going to be looking at the schedule. And we've talked about doing the conferences, and I shared that the last time. But we're looking at maybe we make a schedule for, this conference and this conference, and then see how that goes, and then overlap them where we can.
Sure.
The idea is to have no more than 2 buys. For sure 1 buy, maybe 2, to keep expenses down. Obviously on the West Coast, it's not that big of a deal. They can bus to a lot of
Yep.
the places that are there. We in the Midwest only have a few teams around us. Busing is our normal mode as well because it's cheaper
Yep.
than flights. You can spend 30, 40 grand to fly your team to the West Coast or the East Coast. And
Yeah.
then we have Massachusetts. That's all by themselves. So anything they do is a flight.
Right.
Or anyone that they go to
Is a flight
is
there.
a flight.
Yep.
It's a flight there. It's a flight out of there. You get what I'm saying. So we have some work and some building to do in the Midwest and branching out to the East Coast or in between so that they can at least bus to something. So hopefully the schedule, we had set October 1. Obviously, we're past October 1.
Yeah.
But we're hoping yet in this week to next week, we should have a schedule that's presentable to the owners. And then once it goes to the owners, it'll come out to the public.
Cool.
One of the other things from the league meetings were the awards.
Yeah.
We did not win any awards. We got game day stolen from us.
It is weird.
It is weird, especially when he
Yep.
got some of those ideas from us. But that's okay. Well deserved.
Not bitter.
No.
I have been fortunate enough to receive one over the years, and we have won plenty. So
Yes.
Yep.
Well, so Kevin and the Rattlers took away 5 of the awards.
Okay.
So that just
bitter.
it's one thing when it's spread across the league, but we as owners voted, and
Yeah.
that's what we voted. So Kevin got Executive of the Year. Spokane got Media, or the Media of the Year, or Game.
Okay.
Game.
Oh, got
Media.
it. Got it. Yep.
Announcing. I can't remember the name of it. I didn't get an award, so.
No.
But I was very excited. We talked on this show a little bit about the John Pettit Award,
Yeah.
which is a new award, kind of replacing the Adam Pringle, but making it more of an award. And it's meant for players as well as behind the scenes office
Yep.
staff. That went to Julie Pettit.
Very cool.
So it was very cool. It was an emotional award because all of us miss having John there.
Yep.
And we do have Julie there now. And she got a standing ovation from everybody in the room. So I thought that was pretty cool. And
That's
very,
awesome.
very well deserved. She picked up where her dad left off. And she even said they're big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And she's not trying to be her dad, but realizes the legacy that she's following. So it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. As far as the league meetings went, though, it was very good to get everybody together. We have some things we still need to sort out as a league. I mentioned, and of course, the forum picked it up. That's where the Bismarck comment came from. I mentioned that there's going to be some announcements coming. We did have a big shift that happened. The team is no longer handling our business department, so we're reviewing how that's going to look.
Okay.
You know, is that something Todd's going to take on? We're working all of that out. So that's our business. It's not for, it's not fodder for all of you to talk about. It's a big deal to us, and it's our marketing. It's our IFL brand, and we're going to work it out as a league, as we should. It's not for the public to decide what we do or don't do. With that and the schedule, there'll be other announcements. All good. So we'll see.
Cool.
At the end of the day, we do things that are right for our IFL partners,
Yep.
and that's how it has to be.
And we'll probably start working on season ticket stuff once there's line of sight with that. I know all these teams start early renewals, and that's just never been us. Like as a human being or as a parent or as a family member, like I just can't commit to 8 weekends without knowing what 8 weekends. And that's why I always wait to do our season ticket stuff. Cause like,
Well, and that's one of the
yeah.
reasons why we came out with Flex too,
Right. Yep,
is
yep.
if you don't know, but if you want that seat,
yes, then you're in regardless of when the weekends
yeah,
are. Yep.
yeah. And I guess I look at when we do our Packer tickets, it's whatever the schedule is, we
Yep.
have to work around. Sometimes we're in town, sometimes we're not.
We're not behind either. So we always, October, November is when our season
Yeah,
ticket
it's
stuff
normally
hits.
November,
Yep.
and then we have a holiday push
Yep.
to
For
release
Flex and stuff.
Correct. So I'm really excited about what 22 holds and what 23 holds, because we even have some great announcements for 23 that'll be coming
Awesome.
prior to the season kicking off. So one of the big things, though, that we should talk about, because people were wanting to know about transactions and where things were, because the season went so long.
Yeah.
We did push that free agency off. So October 1 was normally when it would start.
Okay.
That's moved to October 15th for right now. The other thing to keep in mind is as we have teams coming out of dormancy, they had players on their roster
That are on other rosters.
when they went dormant,
Yeah.
and then they went to other rosters. We did give them the ability to bring back their people without having to pay a transaction
Sure.
fee. And we're leaving it up to the player because at the end of the day, it's about the player.
Yep.
So if the player wants to go back to, I'll use Quad Cities as an example.
Yeah.
So Quad Cities went dormant. Their roster then was open for the rest of us to take on their players. Usually when you do something like that, you pay $1,000 fee.
Yeah.
So now they want their players back, and I get it. They
Yeah.
want to, if not that whole roster, some key players that were key positions to
Right.
them. So as owners, we said, absolutely, you can have those players back. If they want to come back to you, then absolutely.
Yep.
They should be able to come to their hometown or close to home or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm sure there's those naysayers in the background going, well, if another team's going to pay them more. Okay, we had long discussions about who pays whom. They all should make the same regardless of where they are. There are other opportunities depending on where they go. They
Yep.
might have a job that they can get or something in their field. We've had guys come here and teach.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been substitute teachers. They've worked for ad agencies. They've done all sorts of different things, manufacturing.
Yeah.
Some of our partners have hired
Have
them.
employed players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all good. The idea is that we're community based. So we want these guys to be able to continue their careers. And if they can do it in our communities, absolutely, we would love to have them stay
Yep.
after they're done playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my speech.
Good speech.
What else you got on the IFL?
Nada. You had all that.
What do you have then? What's
Also nada.
what?
No, once we get the schedule, it's 8, right? 8 home games?
Yes.
So we'll
Well,
start.
it's 8 depending on how the schedule
Okay.
goes. If the schedule's going to take us into July, August again,
Yeah.
then it may become 7. Another reason why not doing the season tickets yet
Got it.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Just in case there's that outlier that we'd have to trim the season back and go to 7. The intention is to have as much competition as we can. Finance over competition
Yep.
is how we're looking at the schedule. And then, you know, like you said, if we go too long, or, you don't really want to do 8 because I don't want to have people
No.
trying to come
That's
in
tough on the
July.
warm weather months. Yep.
Yeah.
Would rather focus on a home playoff game or a hosted championship game than trying to figure out how to get people out of their cabins and into the rush center.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I personally feel, much like the NFL does, we should pick where our championship game is going to be played. And it's got nothing to do with home field advantage.
Sure.
It's just, this is where it's going to be. Next year it's going to be here. Next year it's going to be there. And that way we can, you know, tell
Plan
things
way ahead of time. Yeah. Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
see what happens.
we'll once we have that start releasing promo schedule, we are almost good. Again, if we have an extra game to figure out or one less to figure out, we'll adjust. But
Yeah.
we're almost good.
Yeah, almost.
Yep.
Good. I do have, it's not a pet peeve, it's a question.
Sure.
And maybe you can't answer this.
Uh-oh.
So I'm coming down my road today, and
Okay.
I live in the boonies. So the road that I'm traveling down is about 2 miles long. And then it comes to an intersection road. That's not really an intersection. It's a country road.
Yeah.
So they're tearing it up because it needs to be resurfaced. All good. In your
I wouldn't call it
expertise-
expert opinion on any of this, but
Well, so here's my question. So I get to the end of the road. They have a sign that to my left, the road is closed. And
Okay.
there's only one more residence up the road
Yep.
from where I tee at that road. And to the right, there's all of this equipment. So I asked the guy, where am I supposed to go? I have to get out. I have to
Yep.
go to work. Don't they have to like make it accessible for the
it
residents?
should be. It says all those road closed except to through traffic
Okay,
signs
this does
exist
not
for a
say-
reason.
This does not say except through.
Oh, so it's just closed?
It's just closed.
Well, how do you
So what
get
if I needed
home?
an ambulance?
Like,
Yeah.
How do you get it? Yeah, that's not okay.
No. So
No.
I just thought it was weird. So I sat there for almost 20 minutes waiting for them to move something.
Yeah.
I just would think that they would keep one lane.
Did you eventually just drive or
Some-
they eventually flag you through? On record.
I think we know the answer to that. Because I was like, you know what? Screw this. And off I went. But
Yep.
And I got some of those looks.
I saw this in person outside of Lambeau Field, too. That's not a line. Kathy goes in.
Well, okay. Well, it goes back to what I said from the
On
Monday
a prior
night game.
episode, yes.
It's
people were lining up in wrong spots for nothing.
yes. And in this case, they were all lined up in the right spot.
Yep.
It's just the people that they were coming in and just going to one of the metal detectors
Right.
when there were 6 other ones
Yep.
to the left.
Yep.
So instead of, I just said, excuse me, and just went.
And then 500 other people said, excuse me. It just went the same way.
Yeah. But it got the line moving.
It did. Yep.
Sometimes
Trendsetter.
well, I don't know about that, but sometimes you have to just, make your own path.
Yeah.
And I
I
did.
like it.
Yeah. All right. What else you got?
That's what we got.
Okay.
Should we hit him with it?
I think we should.
I don't think we have anything else. We should hit him with it.
I'll be coming live from Disney next week.
True. I'll be coming live from Big Bark.
But there will be a time where in November, where
Yeah.
you're going to be live from somewhere, and I'm going to be the only one in the studio.
Weird.
It is weird.
I've never not been here. I value my friendship with Drew.
You're my boy, Blue!
You can't hear it, but Drew is snickering.
Tearing up,
Oh,
I think. Tearing up.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I think he was snickering.
Okay.
I'm just saying. He was snickering. But anyway,
Should we hit him with it?
yes.
Go
Go
Blizz.
Blizz.
Don't forget to like, follow,
Subscribe
share.
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.